Get ready with me while I tell you guys about one of the worst dates I've ever been on. So I met this guy on BLK. Red flag number one, I had no business on there in the first place, but we'd been talking for a little bit and we decided to meet up. So when the day comes for our date, he picked me up, which was a good thing, but this man had no plans for the evening. I asked him where he wanted to go, what he was in the mood for. He was just kind of looking at me. I had to text my homegirl for a recommendation for a restaurant just so we can find a place to go. We go to the restaurant. We order, everything's going fine, but then he just starts asking me like really deep probing questions out of nowhere. He was like, when was your last relationship? What are your goals in dating? Blah, blah, blah. And I told him that I was just kind of dating to date right now. I was not looking for anything serious. He was like, no, I feel like you're not open to love. Like you've clearly been hurt before. Like, don't let that stop you from looking for love. And I was like, bruh, I just said I wasn't looking for a boyfriend right now. At this point, I should have gone home, but I didn't. So we decided to go like drive up and look at the skyline and stuff like that. And as I was looking out the window, tell me why I turned my head and I feel a tongue, like his wet tongue in my fucking ear. I was like, ain't no way, bro. Like, I'm a germaphobe. This whole thing is grossing me out. Like, it's gonna be a negative. I just kind of like awkwardly laughed it off. Still should have gone home. Still didn't go home. Tell me why he was like, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come back to my house? Don't ask me why I said yes, okay? This was like one of my earlier dates. Don't ask me why I said yes. We go back to his house. The place is just giving me the maximum fucking ick. The TV's on the floor. There's clothes everywhere. Like, he offered to like get me a drink, but I didn't even drink it because the cup was dirty. Like, I couldn't. I excused myself to go to the bathroom. Every single product he owned was like on the floor. The toilet was dirty. I was like, this is not the vibes right now. But like I said, it's one of my earlier dates. I didn't want to be mean. So I go back out there. He's like, are you good? And I'm like, oh yeah. I kind of lie and say yeah. And then he tries to kiss me. The kiss was bad. I just couldn't take it anymore. It was just like saliva everywhere. It was grossing me out. So I basically told him to take me home. We drove home in silence, and then we literally never talked again.
This date started off cute, and then out of nowhere he hit me with the most insane disrespectful comments I've ever heard. So I've been talking to this guy for a couple weeks, and he called me out the blue and he was like, hey, I'm in your area, do you want to go thrifting? I said, hell fucking yeah. And he was like, great, I'll come pick you up. I get in the car and he puts in a thrift spot that is 40 minutes away. So obviously we have time to chat and yeah. So of course, after talking to this guy for a couple of weeks, I want to ask like the real questions. So I'm like, do you want to get married one day? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to have a family? And he responds, of course I want to have kids one day. And of course I want to get married. And I was like, oh, me too. But then he hit me with the statement, I would just want my wife to know I'm a man and I have needs. I said, go on. What do you mean by that? I would hope that my wife understands that I'm gonna go out and get my dick wet. Bitch, what? Bitch, what? So I was like, oh, so you don't want a monogamous relationship? And he looked at me like, no. My wife is gonna understand that I'm a man and I have needs, and as a woman, like, she wouldn't have the same urges as me. I said, hold on, wait a minute. So you're the only one who's going out and having fun around town? And he was like, yeah. Bitch, what? So right there, I was like, oh, brother, this guy stinks. But unfortunately, we were already 30 minutes down the road, and I was like, you know what? Mental note, he's not the one for me. Let's be positive. Let's move on. Also from that day, I was getting the vibe that we were not compatible, obviously. He just kept making little comments here and there that just made me feel fucking ugly. On the way home, I feel a little bit of resistance towards you in terms of attraction. So can you tell me what you don't like about me? Because like, I'm curious. He sits back and he goes, let me think. Okay, there must be a plethora of fucking reasons, I guess. And he goes, well, for starters, you're too tall. You're trying to have, do you want babies? What's going on? He's like, you're too tall. I normally go for shorter girls. What? We've literally gone on dates before. You knew my height. Why am I here if I'm too tall for you? Okay. And then he goes, also your age. I feel like you're out of your prime. Bitch, I'm still in my 20s, bitch. What? He was like, I normally go for younger girls. Mind you, he is a year younger than me. So I'm like, oh, another thing I literally have no control over. And then he hits me with the doozies of all doozies, baby. And he's like, well, I'm a tits guy, and so you couldn't really help me in that department. Wow. Triple homicide, my boy. It gets worse. I'm now sitting in silence because I'm like, damn, did you just, I was definitely offended, but at the same time I was like, I guess that's his definition of being pretty. I just don't know why I'm here at this point. Like, if you knew all this before, why the fuck are we here? Instead of dropping me off at my house, he goes to his. I don't want to go to your house. And I'm like, damn, I don't have a car. So I went into his house and I was gonna call it Uber when I got there. And he was like, oh, let me show you my room. Look how cool it is. I don't give a fuck, get me out of here. And then while I'm in his room, he's like, so what? He's like, so do you wanna suck my dick? The audacity. I was like, nope, the Uber's here. And he looked at me like, you called an Uber? Yeah, motherfucker. Oh, you called an Uber? I could have given you a ride. Oh, why wouldn't you just drop me off at my fucking house where you picked me up from? He was shocked and baffled that I was leaving. That obviously gave me the impression that he's a person that doesn't get said no to a lot. And I don't know, it's just like, fuck you. You need to work on yourself. Here is the final look. Go ahead and comment below link if you want to know who the Instagram profile is. I will see you guys tomorrow for another crazy dating story.
Growing up ugly, I knew I was fucking ugly because every single time that I liked a boy, they always liked my best friend. But in the rare occasion that they liked me, they always said that my best feature was my personality. Like, please! Like, they just could not find another feature that was, like, good, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them because, fuck it, if I were you too, I'd say personality, innit? Because I could see myself. I could look in the mirror, bro, it's right there. But swear, my best friends used to be the baddest bitches growing up. So I was literally called my best friend's sidekick in front of my face. They were like, oh, how's your sidekick doing? I'm right here! I'm right here! What? Or the sheer amount of guys that I liked that came up to me and been like, yo, what's your friend's Snap? Like, does your friend have Insta? I'm like, yes, they do. Give me a moment. I hate the creators of Duff for even creating the term Duff, but I was the Duff. I was the Duff. You trust me. I know you're looking at me and you're like, wow, she's so perfect. But no. I also find that it was mentally exhausting to be ugly. Don't get me wrong. But honestly, I'm not even mad that I was ugly growing up because I feel like God knew that I was so fucking OP that he had to nerf me from the get. The kids nowadays, like, they don't go through that weird phase when they're ugly. Like, you need to go through that phase where you're ugly because, like, it really makes a bitch a bit, you know, who she is or what's not. Had I not gone through that ugly phase, I would have probably been big-headed. Bigger than it is now, but fuck it, I don't even know if that's fucking possible. So I not only thank God, but I thank my parents for making me ugly. And convincing me that I was cute, too. Like, growing up, my parents used to be like, oh, you're so cute. Like, lying ass cunts, bro. What are you saying? Anyways, so if you were always pretty, you don't know life's struggle. But if you grew up ugly, we could be friends.